I'm Christelle from Diabetes Strong, and in this video I'll be showing you how to change your Dexcom G7. I've been using Dexcom G7 since spring of 2023 and I'm overall really happy with it, and I find it fairly easy to change. So let me show you. Let's start with what you need. So I assume you're already wearing a sensor. You can see mine is placed here on my stomach. Yes, I know it's not FDA approved for wear on the stomach, however it is CE marked for wear on the stomach as well as the arm. And this is where I prefer to wear it. But for the purpose of this video, I'll be placing my next sensor on my arm and I'll be applying an overlay tape. I usually don't use the Dexcom overlay tape. I don't really have a need because the sensors usually stick really well to my skin, and because I wear it on my stomach, there's not as much risk of it being ripped off even without an overlay tape. For this demonstration, aside from the sensor on your body, you also need a new Dexcom G7. This is one of those in the box here. I use a glue remover to remove the old sensor. You can also use baby oil. That's pretty effective as well. And then I have alcohol prep, and that's simply to clean the skin. Let's start by removing the old sensor. I soak the CGM tape with the glue remover, and then I let it sit for a few minutes. So when I do that, so this is a wet towelette. When I do that, I can easily peel off the sensor and there's no pain or discomfort. So again, let that sit for 2 minutes and then simply peel it off, and then I remove any glue residue with a cotton pad. Dexcom G7 does not have a separate transmitter like the Dexcom G6 had. So once you take off the sensor, you just throw the whole thing in the trash. There's no needle in it, so you don't have to place it in a sharps container. Actually, before we toss it, let's just have a closer look. So this is a sensor that I just took off. Here you go. We zoom. So what I want to show you is if you flip it around, you can actually see it's a little crooked fiddling with it. But that tiny sensor right there, that's what's been sitting underneath the skin. That's what measures your blood sugars 24/7. Look at that. It's tiny. And now we're ready to apply the new sensor. First, clean your skin. I use an alcohol swab. So take that out of the package, and then simply I'm going to place it here on the back of my arm. Just wipe down the area and then let it dry. Don't touch it, just let it dry. Then we take the sensor out of the pack. So open it up, and what you'll see is that there's no assembly needed. This one to the side, that's the overlay tape. Hold on to that. But there's no assembly needed. The sensor sits inside the pack. Now find your phone or your receiver. I'll be showing you how to do this on your phone. If your sensor is still connected, then you want to click connections and then click replace sensor. So this is relevant if, for example, your sensor has fallen off and the 10 days is still not up, or if it doesn't work for whatever reason, if it's super inaccurate. If you do not have a new sensor at hand, you just want to click stop sensor session. If the 10 days are up and you're replacing the sensor during the grace period, you just want to click replace the sensor. And if the sensor is expired completely, you just want to click start new sensor now. And now the app is going to show you how to insert the sensor. That's great, but how about I show you so you can see it on a real person? Now we want to unscrew the cap. Let's do that. It can be a little tough. Here we go. Screw that off, put that to the side. Here we go. And then you want to gently press it towards the skin. You can do like this, or you can do like this. I prefer to do it like this. So that way. A lot of ways. Anyway, you want to press it gently towards the skin, and then you see the button. You want to press that in. So right now, nothing is touching my skin. You can see the needle is in here. Okay, so the needle and the sensor are in here. Nothing is touching my skin. So again, press it on your skin gently, and then you want to push that button. It can sometimes be a little hard to get the button like completely pushed so that it releases a needle. But once you do, it will quickly release the needle. The needle will go under the skin, pierce the skin, and leave that little sensor I showed you before behind. So it's very quick and it's very painless. So hold it against the skin again, and you want to push that button. Actually, let me just move it around so I can show you better. Here we go. Boop. There you go. You now want to hold on to it for a few seconds. I think they say 5 to 10 seconds. Just make sure that it really sticks. Smoothen out the tape. This applicator is now considered a sharps container because the needle is, you can kind of see it in there, stuck in there. So depending on where you live, you can either toss this in the trash or it'll have to go in a sharps container. Let's start the sensor warm up before we apply this overlay tape. open up the app and then click Start New Sensor. We did already insert it, so a new sensor is inserted. Click on that. And then I like to take a photo. You can also just enter it manually, but click Take Photo, and then I simply hold up the applicator and the phone will capture the code. So you can see it can take a little while. So you can see there's a little circle spinning. That means it's looking, it's thinking. And then you hit pair. And again, it takes a few seconds. And here we go, sensor is paired. Click OK. If you don't want any warm-up period at all you have to do is insert your new sensor at least 30 minutes before the grace period is over. You don't want to start it, just insert it. And then once the grace period is over, you start the sensor in the app or the receiver, and you'll get blood sugar readings right away, no warm-up. As you can see, my warm-up period was only 17 minutes when I started this sensor, and that was because I'm filming this whole process for you, so it took me a little while before I get to actually start the sensor in the app. And the final step is to add the overlay tape. You don't have to. However, Dexcom recommends that you do, and it does give you some level of security that your sensor won't just fall off right away. I don't love this tape, but let's do it. So you want to take off the clear plastic part that sticks to the back first. So you can hold on to the green part. That way it won't stick to your fingers. Put that aside. Use a mirror, or like I do, a camera. So you want to, and then simply smooth it around the sensor. And this one got a little stuck on the sensor. There you go. Okay, sounds actually fairly easy, all things considered. And then you want to peel off the green part. There you go. And we have the tape left. That's it. And that is how you change your Dexcom G7 sensor. This is a process that you have to repeat every time you change your sensor. If you want to learn more about how to get the most out of your Dexcom G7, check out this whole playlist that I made. Also, if you like this video, please give it a like, leave me a comment below. If you want to see more from me, please subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications. That is that little bell. That way you'll be informed whenever I post new content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.